Peyton Pritchard blows by Malachi Flynn of Washington State. Photo, Josh Phelps, 247 Sports. Using a lineup of 4 freshmen and a sophomore, the Oregon Ducks, 17-8, 7-5, put away the Washington State Cougars midway through the second half and cruise to an 84-57 victory, and in the process sweep the Washington schools at home, and in the process the Ducks moved into 4th place in the Pac-12. Because of foul trouble and lack of production, Dana Altman elected to run with a lineup of freshmen Kenny Wooten, Abu Kigab, Troy Brown and Victor Bailey, and sophomore Peyton Pritchard for most of the game's final 11 minutes. The young lineup went on a 16-4 run over 6 minutes to put a game that was semi-close throughout into blowout status. Pritchard led the Ducks with a double-double by scoring 19 points and handing out 10 assists. Troy Brown also recorded a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds, plus 5 steals. Kenny Wooten added 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocked shots off the bench. Mikhail McIntosh and Victor Bailey added 13 points for the Ducks. Oregon shot 51% from the field while holding the Cougars to just 39%. Oregon scored 25 points off 15 WSU turnovers. The Ducks won the rebounding battle 34-28. Oregon scored 25 bench points to just 8 from Washington State. The Ducks also assisted on 21 of their 28 made field goals. WSU was led by Malachi Flynn, 16 points and 5 assists. Bionnie Daniels added 11 points and 4 assists for the Cougars. Sunday night's game started off as an impromptu 3-point contest with the Cougars and the Ducks combining to attempt 13 3-pointers in the first 6 minutes. The Ducks led 11-6 after Paul White made Oregon's third 3-pointer of the game, with Washington State trailing the Ducks 16-8 midway through the first half. The Cougars put together a 12-5 run after a WSU timeout to pull within 21-20 with 7 minutes to play in the half. Oregon responded with another big scoring run. Elijah Brown hit a 3-pointer. Peyton Pritchard made a layup and then added a dunk after a steal. Pritchard then fed a nice half-court pass to Keith Smith for another dunk. After a Washington State timeout, Pritchard made another jumper and the Ducks led 29-20 with 4 minutes to play in the half. Oregon freshman forward Kenny Wooten volleyball spiked a Cougar shot for his third block of the game, and the ball went right to Troy Brown on the wing. Brown raced up the court for a dunk and was fouled in the process. After the Cougars tried to inbound the basketball, Oregon freshman forward Abu Kigab stole the ball and fed Pritchard for a layup. The Ducks led 38-28 with 90 seconds to play in the half. The Ducks led the Cougars 38-28 at halftime and were led by sophomore point guard Peyton Pritchard's 11 points and 5 assists. Washington State's Malachi Flynn scored a Cougar-high 9 points. Bionnie Daniels and Flynn each made 3-pointers for the Cougars, and Flynn added a jumper to cut the Oregon lead down to 5, 42-37. Mikhail McIntosh made 2 free throws, and then Elijah Brown threw a half-court alley-oop pass to Kenny Wooten for a dunk, pushing the Ducks' lead to 9, 46-37. In the second half, the Ducks were plagued by early fouls by Paul White. The junior forward picked up his 3rd and 4th foul in just less than 2 minutes of total game time. The move forced the Ducks to rely on their bench deeper into the game than normal. Freshman Abu Kigab played primarily in place of White, leading 51-44 and having a hard time with the WSU's 1-3-1 defense. Oregon freshman Victor Bailey Jr. made a 3-pointer and was fouled. He made the free throw for the 4-point play and the Ducks led 55-44. Kenny Wooten added a hook shot the next trip down, giving the Ducks a 57-44 lead. The Cougars pulled within 9 points after Bionnie Daniels and Devontae Cooper each added jumpers. The Ducks responded by relying on 4 freshmen and Peyton Pritchard and went on a 10-0 run to claim a 67-48 lead with 5 minutes to play. How it happened? Leading by just 7 points with 12 minutes to play in the game, the Oregon Ducks went with a lineup that was made up of 4 freshmen: Wooten, Kigab, Bailey, Brown and sophomore Peyton Pritchard. Bailey made a 4-point play. Kenny Wooten hit a hook shot and then added a dunk. Troy Brown made 2 free throws and a layup. Wooten added another dunk. Pritchard made 2 free throws to end what ended up being 16-4 run. Gave the Ducks a 67-48 lead with 5 minutes to play. Star of the game, Oregon freshman Peyton Pritchard was the trigger man for Oregon's offense in both the first and second half. He got Oregon into their offense and had a season high in assists while also leading the team in scoring. He finished the game with 19 points and 10 assists. Sixth man of the game, Oregon, freshman Kenny Wooten once again came up big for the Ducks off the bench. The freshman forward scored 10 points while grabbing 7 rebounds and blocking 3 shots. Stat of the game: with the game still semi-close, the Ducks used a lineup of 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore and went on a 16-4 run to pull away from the Cougars for good. Quotable: "We've got a tough schedule ahead of us. It's hard to tell in our league because of the road and home and who has to go where. We've got the schedule kind of shifting against us here with 4 road and 2 home. We are going to have to play our tails off in 2 road trips. We are going to have our shot, if we are tough enough and together enough to take advantage of it." Dana Altman on winning 2 games this week and moving into a tie for 4th place and being 1/2 game back from 2nd. "We feel like we did what we were supposed to do. We came in here and get wins at home, protect home court, and we got 2 wins." Senior forward Kyle McIntosh: "We are definitely gelling more. We moved past that Stanford loss. We knew what we were against. Our backs are against the wall." Oregon sophomore guard Peyton Pritchard: "Up next for Oregon, the Ducks will head to Los Angeles on Thursday night for a road game at